In this video, we're not going to be working on a machine for a couple reasons. First of all, my workspace is cluttered with all this furniture I plan to talk about in this video. Secondly, I've been meaning to diversify the types of videos we publish from my passion of power sports to another passion of mine, which is surviving and hopefully thriving financially, spiritually, and mentally without relying on a paycheck, a church, or a psychologist, respectively, I think. Unless you might have a Benjamin Franklin type character who could be all those at once. Probably wouldn't be a very fun guy to be around. Anyhow, I'd like to share with you guys how we got this furniture for free yesterday. Not to brag about it, but just to make you aware of something I wasn't aware of. I don't think getting this for free was a low probability occurrence. I think it's duplicatable. You know what I mean. Since we moved into this bigger house, we've been trying to fill it up with furniture because that's part of the game. You have an empty room, you fill it with furniture. We don't have the budget to buy new quality furniture, and the furniture that we could afford new is not palatable to us because it's low quality, and you have to pay sales tax on it, and you have to put it together lots of times. But you do get an Allen wrench for free. So we've been looking at Facebook Marketplace, yard sales. Haven't had a lot of luck. I think we got an end table. Did we find anything else besides the end table?
No, not yet.
We're choosy, we're thrifty, we're bargain hunters, and that comes at a price. There was an estate sale this weekend, Thursday through Saturday. It was nearby, and we went to check it out. Got there early on Thursday because we wanted to be there first to get the good stuff, and so did everyone else in the county. It was a circus, and it was a circus of negative energy. There was a lot of frenzied hoarding, greediness, hunting. That negative atmosphere combined with the prices that weren't astronomical, but they weren't bargains either, compelled us to leave. There was a few items we were a little bit interested in, but not interested enough to make an offer and try to bring them home. But before we left, we went down to the barn. This was a big estate, $2 million home with a barn. And in the barn, there was a shelf full of plumbing fittings. I'll get to how we got the stuff for free, but you have to suffer my story first, or you can just skip ahead. In the building, in the barn, there was a shed full of brass plumbing fittings. And I know that brass sells for $2.50 a pound, maybe a little more, scrap value. So I thought if I could buy a whole mess of that stuff for cheap, I could turn a profit on it. So I asked the gentleman who was conducting the sale down in the barn, how much for the brass valve, 3-inch brass gate valve? Probably worth $3, $4 scrap. He said it was $15, which isn't a bad price if you need a gate valve, but I didn't. The people that run the estate sales are sharp. They know what the stuff is worth in general. So I put it back on the shelf and said, thank you, not interested. I'm more looking to just buy the stuff for scrap value. And he said, come back the last half hour on Saturday. The prices get really cheap. And I remembered that. Saturday morning rolled around, and I asked her, do you want to go to that estate sale later on? She said, maybe. I almost bought 4 CDs. CDs were 4 for $1, which is a good price for CDs. But I couldn't remember if I had those albums or not. And I'd feel like a fool if I spent money on CDs I already had. Turns out I didn't have any of the 4 albums. So just for that reason, I was thinking about going back on Saturday afternoon, along with the possibility of making a score on some scrap metal. Saturday afternoon came around. She wasn't real excited about going, but I said, I'll go back over there and just see what's going on.
I did want to go.
Right. Our son wasn't feeling well, so she stayed home with our son. Thanks.
If we're being accurate.
Yeah. So I cruised back over to the estate sale, took my daddy along with me, and it was complete opposite of Thursday morning. Nobody was there. We were there at 2:40. The place closed down at 3 o'clock. And the only people that were there were the people that ran the sale and maybe one other customer, two other customers. But it was cleaned out. And I commented, you guys did really well. It's completely empty now. Where before it was full of merchandise, furniture, people, utensils, CDs. It was almost all gone. And they said, yeah, we started giving stuff away at noon. What? I didn't know that happened. So I was there after 2.5 hours of just giving stuff away. I don't know if it's common for estate sale people to start giving stuff away toward the end. It probably depends on their client. They're obligated to get the most money they can for the merchandise, but as the weekend winds down, their client probably has a preference whether they want to just move everything out or if they want to keep the remainder. I think that in this situation it was the former. They just wanted everything out. And this is just some of what was left. It's not bad stuff. We got 2 brass lamps with the dimmer. I should say they're brass colored lamps. I don't think they're solid brass. But they work. A couple little floor lamps. Chair, solid chair with the paw foot armrests. A little bit of yard items. Felco trimmers with the pivot handle. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that or not. I think it is. I think that's a comfort grip. Flower pot, fertilizer. That's $20 worth of fertilizer. And something I didn't know anything about, but it looked like it might be worth money. It's not. It's a video editor from many years ago to cut and splice videotape. And this is a Dixie brand corner desk and bachelor chest set that I'm really happy about. This will go in our son's room. He's been looking for a desk. The things we're looking for are a desk for our son, a dresser for our bedroom, and table and chairs for the kitchen. Those are the major things we're looking for. You probably have other things you'll add.
Couches.
I imagine this is from the 1980s. It's not perfect. It's particle board with a veneer, but has solid wood drawers. Compared to anything you could buy today, new, it's great quality. Not abused. Probably isn't in as good of condition as the video camera may suggest. Things always look better in the pictures. But I'm excited about that. And the mirror, solid wood mirror. I think they were reaching for the stars on the mirror. $50. This might be my favorite piece. Either this or the desk. Probably the desk because our son needs a desk. The lady said it's a mid-century modern lamp. I don't know what that means. So my advice to all of you guys, if you're in a similar situation, trying to find some furniture, just trying to get by, if you're not extremely choosy about what it is, watch the estate sales, cruise by the last half hour of the day. And I suggest you be polite and courteous, because those people who run the estate sale just dealt with 2 or 3 days of rude people, possessive, greedy, a little bit trashy people coming through and ransacking the place, chiseling, trying to get a deal. If you can comport yourself with class and politeness, it will go a long way, in my opinion. I should mention, if any of you were following the story from earlier, the brass fittings were all gone and the CDs were cleaned out. Nothing left.
What were those 4 CDs?
Huey Lewis and the News, Sports, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, More Dirt, I think was the name of that album, Phil Collins, But Seriously, and I don't even remember the 4th. None of those were top tier artists, but would have been nice additions to the collection. Are you happy with what we brought home?
Oh yeah, because they were asking $250 for this set, and I was kind of chewing that over.
Considering it even at $250.
Yeah, and I got this yardstick for free too, which I've been needing a new yardstick. It's a nice one.
It's straight too.
Oh yeah. No, I'm super happy. I brought the truck.
She backed the truck up.
He said, Jen, they're giving stuff away and they got that desk you liked.
Next video, we'll get back to working on a motorcycle or scooter. Thanks for watching.